If you remember from our previous video, we have created an interface like this. In this video we add two more forms to our application. First form will be the login form. We call login FRM, and the second will be the registration form. In this video we are not covering the login form, but we display the login dialog before the application is loaded. So from the login dialog the user can can click the registration button, and then he can open the registration form. So we configure, right click your application and use the properties. Here change it to login form, change the authentication mode to application defined, and the shutdown mode to when last form closes. Okay, save it, close it. In the login form we just want two labels, drag two labels from here and two text boxes. And this way the login we cover in the next video, but this is just a placeholder. Here we put a button. Call this button, change the text to register, and the name to BTN register. Okay. We want that okay, I'll explain it later. Change this button title also to change the name to button login, and the caption to login. This change this text to student ID, this to password. Change the character here to password correct star. I just uh, give them names, and I'm just about, we are not covering it here. Double click the registration for button and write a simple code. Create an instance of your registration form. You can call reg frm as a new registration form. This name is always the same as the name of your VB class of the form. Okay, we show this to the user, and we close the current login form. Me refers to the current instance of the class login form. So we open the registration form, and then we close the login form. We just check it if it's working. Yeah, the registration form is open, but has nothing. Let's do something, add important things to the registration form. First of all, I want that it has two buttons here. One is at the very end of the form. One is the cancel, the other one is register. We call the name of the cancel button as the BTN cancel, and this is the BTN register. Okay. One more setting: when the registration is successful and he clicked the registration button, so we will close the registration form and will open the main form. As soon as we open the main form, we will display the profile of the current user that has just been registered. So uh, we remove this under construction image from here. Select this and then click the background image and select none. And we are giving some shape to it, and we are creating this page. That's why we remove the background image. Next thing is that when the registration form is closed, we want to send the ID of the student to the main form. For this purpose, we declare a private member, private st. We can call it student ID as string, and we expose this variable through a property, a public property. Yeah, like this property. With the name, we can give it any name. I give it student ID, a string, and then end the property. Okay. Now what it says? Insert missing it set. In 2008, as soon as you write this line and you press enter at this place, the getter and setter will be created automatically. But in 2010, in this version, you need to write it explicitly. So in the get, we just say return the student ID field that we just declared above. In the set, we set the value of the field that we just declared above to the value passed here in this variable. Assign it to the student. So this property, it will grab the value from the registration form and will display only that particular student on the main form. So that's our purpose. Next thing is we want to add the fields, the labels and the text boxes here for the registration form, but I'm planning that I will because I want that you do little of the coding. With just little coding you get most of the functionality. So we will be using all the automatic features available in .NET. So I'm adding a new source dataset. The connection, you can make the connection, you can learn it from my previous videos how to make the connection. So I'm connected to my database and I'm selecting the student record and I click finish. As soon as I click finish, so you can see the student is created for me. The student table is here in the dataset. We need to change student ID. I am planning to that this ID should be in 8 digits, and all should be the digits. No characters should be added. For this purpose, click here, then customize, and you will find here a masked text box. Select this and click OK, and again you need to select it. So now the student ID will be a masked text box. Second thing, we want to say the countries should be a combo box. So you can select the combo box here. For countries list, I have a list downloaded from the internet. I will post it in the description, the link in the description. I will post the link to this country list in the description of the video. You can find it here. We change it to details, and then it depends upon you whether you drag the whole student here or you just want particular field, so you can drag one by one also from here. But this time I need to drag all, so I drag them. Other thing is that I need to mention is that you can change the labels here, and Now we want to set the mask to an 8 digit, so you just place here 8 zeros, and this 8 zeros will be showing that the data should be only integers, and it should be 8, the 8 digits, and this will be a placeholder for any blank values. Click OK. You can reduce because the size is not that much, so you can reduce it. The country list, we put some items in the country list, either all the list. I have one here in my desktop here. You can copy it and paste it here. The idea is that every country name should be on a separate line, so click OK. Save it. And the next thing is that we do not need this strip here, so click it and then delete it. The next thing is that as soon as we click as soon as this form is loaded, so we want that a new record is added on runtime. So we can use this student binding source. You can have any other. So I am saying that student binding source dot new. So as soon as the form is loaded, a new record will be ready. So the form will be ready for accepting a new record. The next thing is when you click the registration button, we put a try catch here. In the try, actually when we say register, so we are actually saving the record. So by default you have here something like this, but this ends with this save item underscore click. So you can copy this is actually the saving command here, then you can put it here. So if the record is saved, the try catch mechanism helps you to handle any runtime errors. The code you put in the try here will be tested for any runtime exceptions, and if any error is occurred, we display a message box dot show with ex of message. Okay, when the record is saved, we want that the current registration form is closed. We send the student ID to the main form, and then we display the main form. So we write this in the form of coding here. We declare a main form here is new main. This main should conform to this name, the name of your main graphical user interface. This one. Okay, so the main form is new form main form dot student ID is equal to, now we set the property that we have just created. So the student ID, you select this text box and come here in the properties and select this name, copy it, paste it here, dot text. Okay, we set student ID. Now we close the current form, the registration, and we show it the main form, and then we close the current registration form. Before we open the main form, we want to say that here we want to say that message box dot show registered successfully. Okay, and then okay, the next thing is to work around the main form here. Here our idea is to select the profile, and when the registration form is closed, we display all the filled data by the user here in this page. For this purpose, you need to modify the dataset. Edit dataset with designer. You need to add another function here. For this purpose, right click here, add a new query. We will add a parameterized query. The student ID that has been just sent by the registration form, we will use it to get just particular student reply, where st underscore id is equal to. So to show this is a parameterized query, you write @ symbol. So this student ID and this ID should be the same. Of we give it any name that you want. Student ID parameter, and then click next. We say fill by student ID, just student ID, not all, that particular one, not all students. Now we use this function in the main GUI GUI. Here you do the same. Click select. It's the same data sets, but we have now two options. Now we don't want this to be a drop-down list, so delete this. Change the country to a normal text box and select again. So okay, and the password, we want that the characters should be password characters. So select password char to star, so that nobody can see the. And we do the same here in the registration form. We want the password to be not shown. So we can change it. Password characters. Again, come to the VB design here. We want to disable all these fields because we do not want the student to change it directly. So select all of them, then you can say enable property to false. One more thing is that we go to the load of the main. For this purpose, you need to select the form, and then you need to go to the load function. In the load view here, you see that the adapter is being filled and all the students records are being retried, but we don't want it this way. One thing more. Okay, I want that the b.student table adapter should be filled by student ID. This is the query that we just created, the parameterized one. So fill the library dataset, but with this particular student record. The student record, the student ID, we save it in the student ID property here. Okay, we delete this. We do not need this. We delete it, and we save it. One more thing is that we do not need this strip, so we delete this as well. Okay, so hopefully it will be working. So let's give a try. Okay, we just click the register button here and we select an ID. Suppose it will not accept any characters, only the. So email at yahoo.com, password, first name, last name, my address, the date of birth. You can select any. 1988, place of birth, country, any. any country. My course register successfully, and if we click the profile, all the information is displayed here. We disabled it, uh, so I hope you enjoy learning this application and you will try it when you you learn the basic parts. Leave any comments if you have some problem. I will respond to them accordingly. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.